Today's topic, Overview of Nervous System, brought to you by SunnySide Academics, a refresher's guide for students and professionals. The human body is a collection of biological systems. In other words, no human system is in isolation. They are all interconnected and work interconnectively to maintain health. Cells of the nervous system are of different cell types, namely neurons, glial cells, choroid plexus cells, and cell around blood vessels. Neurons generate and propagate electrical and chemical signals, whereas glial cells mainly modulate neuronal functions and signaling. Choroid plexus cells are also cell types in the category, and they prevent harmful pathogens from entering plexus that produces cerebrospinal fluid. In order to help us understand biological systems, medical researchers resorted to the elucidation or unfolding of human systems down to its smallest indivisible unit, that is, the cell. Hence, hierarchy of a human system describing development from smallest indivisible unit, the cell, to tissue, to organ, and then to system. Such research elucidation has led to successes known in medical science, especially in the field of pharmaceuticals, which wholly relies on knowledge and understanding of biological systems for drug developments. So, there are a number of human systems. Just to name a few: digestive, respiratory, circulatory, lymphatic, cardiovascular, and hepatic systems are some of human systems. In fact, in our previous videos, we discussed human systems that we have just mentioned. To refresh us, we discussed the digestive system by discussing digestion of carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins that we consume. And then also, we looked at how nutrients reaches the hepatic system through absorption from enterocytes to blood circulation. And in the case of dietary lipids, we discussed how they reach the hepatic system via the lymphatic system that transports dietary lipids from enterocytes into bloodstream. Besides, the lymphatic system also functions to support the circulatory system by drainage of excess fluid and proteins from tissues back into bloodstream for preventing tissue swelling. Today, we shall be discussing a biological system, which is the nervous system. Nervous system, like other systems, interconnectively play a role in maintaining overall balance of biological functions. Interestingly, each role played by a body system have since been known through medical research. The nervous system largely functions to regulate and control all other biological systems. For example, the nervous system controls pain pathways and regulates the release of hormones in the endocrine system, and so on. The nervous system and all other systems are intricately connected. Anatomically, the nervous system comprises the brain spinal cord and a complex network of nerves that branch off the spinal cord. Studies on the nervous system have been dissected into a number of divisions, bringing us knowledge and understanding for medical clarity. Two main broad divisions, namely the central nervous system, or CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, or PNS. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord and shielded by blood-brain barrier, BBB. By the way, blood-brain barrier is a selective permeable membrane between blood and interstitium of the brain. It allows for regulation of molecules and ions movement between blood and central nervous system. Meanwhile, the peripheral nervous system includes the complex network of nerves that branch off the spinal cord to other peripheral parts of the body. So let's discuss a broad division of the nervous system. The central nervous system, or CNS, is central given that it consists of the brain directly connected to the spinal cord. The spinal cord primarily serves to connect the brain to the rest of the body by sending motor commands from the brain to the rest of the body, delivering sensory information to brain and coordinating reflexes. The complex organ responsible for thought processing, emotion, touch, motor skills, memory, breathing, vision, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates our body is known as the human brain. The brain's anatomical divisions are the cerebellum, diencephalon, limbic system, cerebral cortex, then midbrain and brainstem. Given complex nature of the brain, its anatomical divisions provide a superficial classification of its functions. For example, it is understood that it is at the limbic system, which is an anatomical division of brain, forms the essential regulatory segment of the extrapyramidal motor system. The extrapyramidal motor system complements the functions of the pyramidal motor system, and it is said that a disorder of this complementary process interferes with initiation of voluntary movements, leading to tremors and rigidity that occurs in Parkinson's disease. To cite another example, it is said that the pathological effect of Alzheimer's disease can be seen in the cerebral cortex area, which is also a division of the brain. This is backed by researchers' observation of Alzheimer's distortion of columnar modules and the cortico-cortical connections. The other broad division of the nervous system is the peripheral nervous system. It consists of the autonomic and somatic nervous systems. As we all know, the autonomic refers to autonomic functions of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. In summary, we can say that upon physical threat or excitement, the sympathetic nervous system activates adrenaline secretion to raise its presence in circulation, leading to physiological responses that gets one on alert. The body responds by increasing in heart rate, dilating pupil, slow down digestion, activate energy stores, and improve oxygen delivery to lungs, while the parasympathetic deactivates actions of increased adrenaline. For example, the parasympathetic system stimulates M2 receptors to decrease heart rate and M3 receptors for vasodilation. Both sympathetic and parasympathetic systems have opposite effect and complementary to one another. So then, after summarizing autonomic subdivision of the peripheral nervous system, we can do the same for the somatic system. The somatic system is a subdivision of the peripheral nervous system that involves network of peripheral neurons that branches off spinal cord and forms the efferent and afferent pathways. So with the efferent pathway, messages are received from central nervous system to muscles that regulates motor functions involved in movement of body and limbs. On the opposite side, the afferent pathway transmits sensory information from body to somatosensory cortex of central nervous system for processing senses of touch, pressure, temperature and pain, etc. So, with somatic nervous system, there is transmission in opposite directions. Transmissions from sensory receptors of the peripheral to the CNS, and transmissions from CNS to the peripheral. Thank you. This is SunnySide Academics, your one-stop guide for your learning and revisions.